All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my Kansas City Chiefs versus New York Jets game summary. So I'm going to be sharing my game summary of what took place Sunday night when these two respective teams met each other on the grandest stage of Sunday night football and primetime football. Now, heading into this game Sunday night, everyone around the country thought that this game was going to be a blowout. Everybody thought that Kansas City Chiefs were going to just roll over the New York Jets, a team that has truly been struggling since they lost their franchise quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. This ended up turning out to be one of the best games of the weekend between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Jets. This game was only a one-possession game with the Kansas City Chiefs narrowly defeating the New York Jets 23-20. Now, the way how this game started off, it looked like it was going to be a blowout in the first quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs started off the game very hot. They jumped out to an early 17-0 lead, scoring on their first three possessions of the ball game. 17 points in the first quarter. When you're heading into the second quarter, you're already up 17-0. When you already score on your first possessions of the game, it all looks like it's bad. It's going to be a bad night for the opposing team, and honestly, it looks like it's going to be a bad night for teams, people viewing around the world and fans in attendance that were at MetLife rooting for the New York Jets. But the New York Jets showed that wasn't going to be the case, and they showed that they can hang with any team as long as Zach Wilson plays well. And that's what the New York Jets did Sunday night. They hung in there with the reigning defending Super Bowl champions and the Kansas City Chiefs. In a losing effort, the New York Jets showed a lot of fight. In a losing effort, Zach Wilson played his best game of this season. Maybe his best game as an NFL player thus far in his young career. Zach Wilson went 28 for 39 passing. He had 245 passing yards, two passing touchdowns. That's the best I've ever seen Zach Wilson look thus far in his young NFL career. And the Jets defense forced Patrick Mahomes to throw two key interceptions. The defense played very well as well. And we know how talented this New York Jets team is. Even though you don't have Aaron Rodgers, if you play good enough, you can hang with anybody with that defense. If you play good enough and you actually hand the ball off to Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook, you can hang with anybody. If you play that well with Zach Wilson with Zach Wilson not having unfriendly turnovers, that is a key recipe to winning football games for the New York Jets. But the reason why they truly lost this game against the Super Bowl champions and the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets missed out on a lot of opportunities, which cost the New York Jets this game on Sunday night. There was a drop touchdown pass from Tyler Conklin in the end zone. Then Zach Wilson missed a deep route to Garrett Wilson, which should have led to Garrett Wilson getting the ball and having a receiving touchdown. Zach Wilson overthrew him in the corner of the end zone. Then you had that key dropped interception that C.J. Mosley had at the linebacker position, which would have resulted in Patrick Mahomes throwing his third interception of the game. Then you had Zach Wilson, who fumbled the ball in what would have been the New York Jets' final offensive possession of the ball game. That's another key thing to look out for. That holding penalty that was on Sauce Gardner on that 3rd and 20 play that would have resulted in another turnover for Patrick Mahomes. That didn't help the New York Jets as well. And you can't do this against the reigning defending Super Bowl champions and the Kansas City Chiefs. When you make too many mistakes against a team that's one of, if not the best team in the NFL, they're going to make you pay for it. And the New York Jets found out why they were not successful defeating the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, on Sunday Night Football. Now, Isaiah Pacheco stepped up big time for the Kansas City Chiefs. Even though that the Kansas City Chiefs overall, to me, were bad offensively that night, Isaiah Pacheco in the backfield, the running back for the Chiefs, stepped up in a big way. He had a night to remember in his home state of New York, New Jersey. He had a night to remember. He had a total of 158 total scrimmage yards. That's accounted for rushing the ball and receiving the ball in the backfield. But overall, I just feel like the New York Jets have to feel better about Zach Wilson moving forward after this game against the Kansas City Chiefs. They were right there. They only lost this game by 3 points. Like I just said, if Zach Wilson can continue to play continue to play friendly football, not turn over the football, if the defense can continue to play well and get turnovers, if Nathaniel Hackett can finally start running the ball and give Breece Hall more carries and still give Dalvin Cook a good amount of carries, get a good running game going, Zach Wilson doesn't turn over the ball, the defense plays well, they're good enough to beat anybody on any given night in the National Football League. And they're good enough to squeak into the playoffs despite the fact of losing Aaron Rodgers early in the season. But those are my thoughts on the New York Jets and Kansas City Chiefs game summary.